My name's Peter Hill. The video content that follows was taken from our Zoom seminar event where we asked 6 experts to cover the 3 big questions that they felt businesses or business owners should be focused on across 6 key areas. Selling, winning business in a socially distanced world. Know your numbers, identifying the key performance indicators for your business and acting on them. Pricing, why smarter pricing is more critical than ever. Taxation, whether it's a great year or your worst ever, tax still has a huge impact. Risk, protecting your wealth and driving new opportunities. And finally, technology, using IT to grow your business. Each expert delivered 3 short videos covering the content. As you would expect, these were filmed on iPhones and in kitchens and bedrooms, so the focus is clearly on what is said and not on the production values. We hope you find them useful. I guess the first point is people just don't know enough about pricing. Getting pricing right has a big impact on profits and business success than perhaps any other issue business owners need to grapple with. But in over 30 years in business, I don't think I've ever met more than a handful of people that have done any kind of research, strategizing, planning, or even just read a book on how to do it better. There are financial aspects to understand, such as how much demand might vary at different price levels and how this impacts on profits. In almost every Healium project we run, we find some products and some customers that are loss-making. The businesses didn't know that because they don't understand the numbers and they don't ask the right questions. But there's also human psychology and how people react, the different ways of presenting or discounting the price. I know that the price of, say, £103.57 might actually generate more volumes of sales than a price of £99.99, as well as being more profitable. That's the opposite of most people's instincts. So I guess point 1 for me is do your homework, read a book, mine preferably, but any book is better than none. Buy in some expertise, but don't just assume that you or your team have the skills, experience, knowledge to get this critical issue right. As a result of these uncertain times, there is an understandable objective for businesses to try and generate new sales. Many will believe the idea that they could generate more if they drop their prices a little. Now, there's 2 issues here. Firstly, there is lots of evidence that suggests lowering prices does not actually lead to any noticeable increase in sales volumes. In fact, indiscriminate price changes or discounting practices simply undermine consumers' confidence in the business. But the key point is that that is only part of the question. Let's say you do believe that being 10% cheaper would drive sales volumes up. The real question is whether the extra sales will compensate for the lower profit margin. So for example, if you buy stuff for say £70 and sell it for £100, then you make £30 or 30% gross profit on each sale. So sell 1,000 of them and you make £30,000. If you drop your prices by 10%, you now only make £20 profit on each item. So you have to sell 1,500 items just to get back to where you were, a 50% growth in volume. Now that's highly unlikely that would happen, but even if it did work, you now have 1,500 items to buy, store, ship and bill. The last thing any business wants is to drop its prices and end up making less money. But that is the outcome of almost every discounting strategy I've ever seen. In these challenging times, the right strategy is to get better, not cheaper. My final question is, why does pricing often seem like the most important element of the sale? The simple answer is, it's because we make it the most important thing by failing to talk about all the other important factors in the discussion with the customer. There are literally dozens of issues that buyers consciously and subconsciously consider when they choose to buy something. Factors such as quality, availability, payment terms, delivery options, colors, even the seller's reputation. For each buyer, the significance of the purchase may vary depending on their own financial situation, the importance of the item to them at that point in time, and even whether they are the business owner, work in the buying team, or just someone spending on expenses. Literally dozens of elements that salespeople think the customer knows or believes are implied or just available on the website. But if the only thing you talk about with the customer is price, then that is where the focus will be. Another key aspect is that pushback on prices is really common. Anyone who sells anything knows that the question will crop up, not always, but frequently. Why then have so few salespeople developed carefully crafted responses to handle this issue? Surely a better response to a price query is to say, I'm glad you've raised that point. Can I take a few moments to explain how we set our prices and all of the key elements that are included in this transaction? Better that than to respond with, okay, I can knock a bit off if that helps. So my third point, therefore, is really a key part of any pricing strategy is to ensure that your frontline people are better trained to handle the pricing part of a sale better than they currently are.